Hello and welcome back to the local game. Another week, another episode. We can't wait to get through another week of football. There's been a lot happening in South Australia with the Australia Cup qualifiers. We had the WNPL and WSL Cup as well kick off on the weekend. We also had Adelaide United in the original rivalry over in Melbourne. Didn't end out our way in the end by both teams, unfortunately. But something that did go our way is I've managed to pull some strings and get him here a lot earlier than expected. This man here alongside me, David Grant. Good to have you back in the studio, mate.
Thanks for inviting me, Johnny. Thanks very much. The makeup department needs to do a bit of work. You've made me look like a middle-aged man of, 50 with grey hair and a bit plump, but need to have a word with them. But thanks for having me back again. Appreciate it.
No worries. I spent too much time on my hair, so not enough time to look after you. But, we've got a big episode coming up today, talking about Adelaide United as well. We got another giveaway this week. It's already on our Instagram, so head to our Instagram page right now at the local game and enter that competition. It is, it's a giveaway, win a double pass, because we hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. A great achievement, so we thought we would reward everyone.
Yeah, well done. 1,000's not a bad number. Well done.
Yeah, so
only up.
Exactly. Only up from here, and good luck to those winners. It ends on Friday night, so make sure you get your entries in very quickly. Follow us on Instagram as well to make sure you are in with a chance. Adelaide United, it's in the FC this weekend. It's going to be a good game. Anyway, let's head straight into the hot topics for the week. Well, this week, the hot topics. Actually, let's talk about that game first of all. There's a curtain raiser ahead of Adelaide United, and it's a quick one. It's a SA Produce Market and the State Government Charity Match for the third. It's a third annual event, and we'll be raising funds for the Rural Business Support Relief Fund.
Yeah, and their target is $100,000. So obviously, very hopeful that they can raise some much needed funds for the agricultural industry.
Well, pick a team. You can either pick a team of pick a local, pick SA, or state government. They're playing against each other. So, hey, pick a local, pick SA. Have some great fruit and produce out there. So make sure you can grab an apple and go and support some football.
Have you got a politician that you'd like to see out there in particular, John?
Oh, I would love to see my local MP actually, Joe Shazak, will be a good one to see out there. I don't know if he's going to be out there for this or not, but I reckon him, or even Tom Kusentonis would be a good one.
Yeah.
He loves his football.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about him.
But we know how hard it is at the moment, so it'd be good to get that extra relief.
Absolutely, yeah. We've had a real lack of rain through the last few summer months, haven't we? So, yep.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, let's head into the next one. So head out there a little bit earlier if you want to catch that charity match. And also, the next one, some South Australians over in Scotland, your neck of the woods.
My neck of the woods indeed. My hometown team, my local team, Queen's Park, were playing in the SPFL Trust Trophy, the Scottish Challenge Cup. It's a knockout tournament for teams that aren't in the Premier League, if you like. So it's a bit of a B-grade cup, but Queen's Park were there. They were playing Livingston in the final at Falkirk. But Livingston came good, scored 5 goals. Ryan McGowan, formerly of Parahills Knights, was playing, as was young Tete Yengi, who had an assist as well as a goal in the 50th minute. Played very, very well. Queen's Park recently, for reasons that I do not understand, recently sacked their manager Callum Davison and got to the final in a bit of a mess off the field. So well done to Livingston and well done to Ryan McGowan and Tete Yengi.
How good's that? Some South Australian names there, winning some trophies. Fantastic for them. And would be like a little bit of a bittersweet moment for you. Bitter because your local team lost, but sweet because, your now new home have 2 South Australians there winning. Absolutely,
yeah, and great to see the South Australians doing well, and unfortunately for Queen's Park, but well done Livingston.
Yeah, absolutely. We love keeping an eye on our South Australians abroad as well. There's a lot of them out there.
There are.
So we're going to keep a good eye on them. Anyway, let's move into our third and final topic for the week. You're watching right now, whether it be on your phone, on the computer, your laptop. I don't know if you're watching on your big screen TV in your lounge room, in your bedroom, or maybe even at your local Chinese restaurant, because we were seeing on Guja Street, one of our viewers went for a walk down Guja Street on the weekend and saw and spotted our show being shown at a restaurant, a popular restaurant as well, I might add.
And the diners would have been glued to the television, were they?
Absolutely. They had a side of Alessio and myself with their fried rice on the weekend and their sweet and sour pork. So sweet and sour Alessio, sweet and sour Johnny with your fried rice. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
But we do appreciate that getting sent in. There's the support, we just mentioned, 1,000 followers on Instagram. Our supporters this year have been incredible. But to have, I don't know if they were necessarily tuning in to watch us because they love their football, but to see us out there. And I've had actually other people mention they've seen it being shown elsewhere, even at clubs on Thursday night dinners. So send in your shots. What I will do, I reckon, if we start getting a few more in, by the end of the year, we'll maybe do a competition for the best one. But we'll see if we can get a few more in this week of places you've seen the show being watched.
Well, very often the clubs will show it as well, so
Yeah.
that's really good to see too. They might have it on in the club rooms up in the walls, so that's really good to see as well.
Yeah, I love it. It's good to see that you supporting us. Actually, Seb O'Neill went to a game, I think it was at Comets, and he sent me a screenshot as well, a photo. They were actually showing it in the club rooms, so up on the big screen. So big shout out to them for showing it, and I know a lot of others do as well. So we do appreciate the support. And so anyway, go and support that Chinese restaurant as well. It's they do great Peking duck. They have it hanging in the windows, so and you can watch us. Anyway.
Put you right off your food, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you get a serving of football and a serving of Peking duck. Anyway, let's head into what's next. It's something that's been just as delicious in the previous weeks. It's the serving of Club Talk. It's a great segment. I love it. Do you enjoy it as well?
I do. It's one of my favourite segments.
And Matt Mann last week did a great job for Barra Hills East. Well, we've handed the torch over this week to the Adelaide Comets women's side of WNPL. They love the mic just as much.
Who are the hosts?
Oh, we got Georgie Nicola. Couldn't share it this week. They couldn't split it. Sorry, they had to share it.
Right.
And Anastasia Willoughby. So the two of them, between Georgie and Anastasia, took the mic, and here's what they ended up doing with Club Talk.
Hi, I'm Anna. We're here with the Adelaide Comets women's NPL team.
And I'm Georgie, and tonight we're going to be asking a few of the girls some fun questions.
Let's get to it. Birthday girl, where is she? Alright, we're here with captain of the Adelaide Comets women's team, Lena. It's actually her birthday today. Happy birthday. Woo!
So, question for you. First one up. Yes. Out of the team, who's the best dressed? Oh. You can't say yourself.
Okay, I would have to say Erin's up there. She's got a bit of swag with her jorts the other night, looking good.
And the worst?
Oh, this is a bit harsh. Who are you thinking?
As much as we love her, I think it's Yuka.
You can't know.
Alright, we're here with Yuka. Yuka. Yeah. Alright, easy question. Who is the funniest on the team?
Elena! Who's the least funniest?
Nano.
Yeah. Nano?
Nano.
Nano's the least funniest. We're gonna pick on you, Meow. What are we gonna say? All right. Who's the biggest whinger on the pitch during the game? I think we need to put a bleep that. Can you do an impression of someone in the team? It's finish the sentence.
I'll finish the sentence.
All right, I'm gonna start. You finish it.
Okay.
It can be coaches.
I don't have any props. Let's go Cass.
Alright, we got Maddie. Maddie, our goalkeeper over here. Alright, Maddie, what is the most rogue thing you've ever cooked up after a game?
After a game or before a game?
After a game.
I reckon it would have to be the 6-piece quail I did about a month back.
Oh.
Yeah, I did it in the oven, put some nice
After a
sesame
game?
seeds on it.
What time do you go to bed?
Oh, like 4.
Dot the.
Com.
No. Cross the.
Ball.
What do you say before every game? We got Liz here, our new recruit from Interstate. What is the best thing about Adelaide for you?
The sunsets. Look at that.
Oh, beautiful.
Get a pan.
Can we zoom in? Can we get some view? Only at Ellis Park can you see that sunset.
That's what we're talking about.
Cross the.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, go. Cross the.
T.
Dot the.
I.
Joel's #1 saying before every game. That's it for us here at Comets WNPL at Ellis Park.
Looking forward to seeing any of you out during the season.
Beautiful, thank you guys.
Well, it's Club Talk once again. That was a lot of fun. The two of them, great characters, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yes, really do enjoy them. Well, every week we do it, and we've already got a whole long list of the clubs wanting to be in line for it next. There are a few more WNPL and NPL sides lined up, State League ones as well. So stay tuned, because in the coming weeks it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you want to be involved as well, message me, because if I haven't got your club in line yet, put it next in line.
Or if you see Johnny at your ground, just make a beeline for him.
I've had a couple do that already, so but just I'm going to try and get out there because I love it. The characters that we get to see is something different. You see them on the pitch, you say hello to them, you don't get to know them as well, but everyone else at home watching in get to see a different side.
Yep.
Anyway, let's head to a break. On the other side, we have an interview with Fink, who is the director of Ange and the Boss, Puskas in Australia. Great documentary. More on that coming up next on The Local Game. Welcome back to The Local Game. Well, on the weekend, I headed out to a Q&A session and also the documentary of Ange and the Boss, Puskas in Australia. A great documentary. Caught up with the director of the movie, Fink, straight after it. It was a very good chat and got an insight to the doco and the making of it. Let's have a listen to that chat right now. I'm here with the maker of Ange and the Boss, Puskas in Australia. A great documentary about a great story, one of the great stories here in Australia. Cam, thanks for joining me. It was a great, absolutely great documentary to watch. Tell me a little bit about the doco and what it was like to make it.
It's about Ferenc Puskas, the global superstar of Hungary, coming to Australia and coaching the South Melbourne Hellas in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's this incredible story. It's like basically Cristiano Ronaldo turning up to Norwood and saying, hey, do you need a coach? So it's a really magnetic and fun story.
Yes, well, everyone's having fun in Adelaide as well. What's it like in Adelaide to come and be able to be here for a Q&A session?
Well, Piccadilly, what a cinema.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing cinema. So we just had a screening, a Q&A. We love hearing people's reaction to the film.
Yep.
We love hearing about what the community around the National Soccer League at the time meant for people. And most of all, we just love cinema, the experience of coming out for it. So hopefully we'll get a run at the Piccadilly and you'll be able to see it in the cinema here.
Absolutely, and just last thing as well, I know it's about South Melbourne mostly, but there's also a little bit of taste of Adelaide. Anyone that's a NSL fan back in the day was obviously enjoyed it as well, Adelaide fans.
Yeah, well, it's a story about community and heart and what football can bring. It's actually pretty light on the football.
Yeah.
It's more about the joy and love that the Santa Claus of football, Ferenc Puskas, brought to the game in this country.
Beautiful, and we love the community here in Adelaide, and we love that football culture. So
Adelaide has been brilliant to us, and we appreciate you a great deal.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Cam. Thanks again.
Thanks, Johnny.
Well, it was great catching up with Cam. Go to their website, which is on the bottom right now, to find out where and when you can see the movie out. It's at different times at your local cinemas, so make sure you check it out if you can get out to it. It is a great documentary, David. Really enjoyed it, and I went in there with a little bit of knowledge on Puskas, but to really see just a fly hanging around, geez. Anyway, just it's like it must be our biggest fan.
Well, it's been on me, so it's nice to see it make its way over to you.
But talking about the doco though, back on it, it was great because I didn't know much about Puskas when he was in Australia, but in the late 80s, he came over here and ended up going to South Melbourne, a great Greek heritage club, and it really just showcased what the community is all about. And that's what this show is about as well, showcasing that community aspect of football. And this movie does it just as well.
Yeah. Look, Puskas was a wee bit before my time. I'm not that old, but my father had seen him play and had remarked at what a fantastic player he was. And I do have a vague memory of him coming out here, coaching at South Melbourne when Ange was the captain of the South Melbourne team. And what a legendary figure he was. Yeah,
some of the stories they talk about in there as well, all the players, even Ange Postecoglou, It actually the theatre was in laughter. It was actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting to be that funny either, but it was really cool the way they conveyed the message of it, and also seeing that footage of Puskas at his age when he was here. He was a bit of a round fella at that stage, but just the skills he still had on him was incredible to see at that age, and also his calmness. One thing I noticed as well, now looking at Ange Postecoglou and now seeing this unseen footage of, in my sense, unseen footage of Puskas, the similarities are just there. And you can see where he was shaped as a coach today through that experience he had as a captain.
Yeah, I mean, how could you spend time with Puskas and not be influenced by him? It would be quite something to have spent time in a footballing sense with that particular deity. Yeah,
I know, and it was actually funny, and the way they went on to win that year as well was just really a really cool story, and how it all happened as well, and hearing the individual stories and his characteristics as well, And anyone that knows and been around local football clubs will just understand those stories a lot more, and will add a little bit of relevance to watching it as well.
So where can people see it? Do you know?
There are different times. At the moment, it's only a short run in cinemas, so have a look on their website to find out when the next one is. Not 100% certain when you can go exact times, but keep an eye on their website. They do update it regularly.
And what was it called again?
Ange and the Boss, Puskas in Australia. Yes, great documentary, and it's those stories of people back in the day. We had a lot of people like that back in the day. Those big names that were playing here in Australia. We talked about the story you had about the English players that came down here back in the day as well.
I'm actually doing some research for Front Page Football just now in an article for on the NSL from 1985. We had Kevin Keegan, we had Trevor Brooking. We had Davy Provan, some big names like that playing in the mid-80s.
Well, Albie Kidd as well, another one from Scotland who was here playing with West Adelaide.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, it's just, when you think about him, back over there, he's a Scottish or Celtic legend without playing the game for Celtic, winning them the league.
That's right, yeah. He scored a late goal for...
2 goals, coming off the bench.
Yeah, for Dundee against... Hearts, which denied Hearts the title in 1986, I think that was the year.
Yeah, and he ended up being the champion. I don't know how loved he is over there in Scotland still. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're going to head to a short break. Check out the websites to find out details on that. But do yourself a favour, if you can get a hold of a time, go and watch it. It is definitely worth it. We're going to head to a break. On the other side, we're going to talk Cup football. That's right, WNPL, WSL Cup, and also the Australia Cup qualifiers. Press for time.
This is quite effervescent.
Sparkling water. We've gone up in the world this week.
Cheers.
See you after the break.
Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
Welcome back to the local game. Well, make sure you enter that competition. Instagram, head there now, the local game Instagram, and head to the post and put in your comment to try and win tickets to Adelaide United taking on Sydney FC this weekend. A good game, a great game. Adelaide United coming off a disappointing loss to Melbourne Victory on the weekend. But hopefully they can come back and win against Sydney FC.
Absolutely. It'd be nice to see them bounce back from the Melbourne disappointment with a win.
That fly, just get away, man. Anyway, let's head in. Let's talk about some disappointing losses and some, exciting wins as well on the weekend. In the Australia Cup qualifiers, second round, let's head up to the Hawks' Nest. They got the job. I think this is a surprising win. Adelaide Hills Hawks, they got their first win on the weekend in the derby against Mount Barker United and back it up against West Adelaide.
Yeah, look, they came off the back of a decent 2-0 win in the local Hills derby against Mount Barker and went into this cup game against West Adelaide, probably feeling quite positive about things. They'd won their round 1 game against Para Hills West with a Brett Saville goal in the 74th minute. But lo and behold, they went into this game. I went along to watch it. It's 30 years since I played for this club, so I got a bit of an attachment, I suppose, to them. So I went along to watch, and they started very brightly. They scored a goal earlier on. Gabriel Bowring scored in the 5th minute. Ryan Woods equalised for West Adelaide in the 20th minute. And then Athanasios Marakis scored a penalty in the 81st minute to seal a 2-1 win. The Hawks were missing Connor Hudson. He's out with an ankle injury just now, and Nathan Elliott was rested. He's got a few niggles. Michael Smallridge was the captain for the day, and they really played very well. West Adelaide were good, but just not quite good enough. They just couldn't break down that Hawks defence.
Well, West Adelaide are a good team this year in the State League. Did they back off? I wasn't there to be able to watch it, but did they play a bad game, or was Hills Hawks the better on the day?
Look, I think Hills Hawks were probably good enough on the day. West Adelaide's a quality side, but they'd rested Jackson O'Donnell, the goalkeeper and captain. James Odenwalder wasn't there. Dion Kirk wasn't there. And Rovu Boyers, the Solomon Islands internationalist, was there, but only came onto the park in the 67th minute. So I'm not sure why they were resting players. Maybe they had injuries. I'm not really sure, but they'll be disappointed. But a great win for Hawks. And Nigel Gill, the Hawks coach, is now looking forward to the next round, saying it'd be good to meet another high-level opposition.
Yeah, and obviously it will be good for their confidence as well in the league now. I mean, they had a bad start to the season, but now 2 wins on the trot now. So hopefully you can fall into a good run for them.
Yeah, a little bit of momentum, and they can climb up that table pretty quickly, that SL2 table quite quickly.
Well, let's move into the other fixtures on the weekend as well. I reckon there's a lot to talk about. A lot of cup sets, or not cup sets, but a lot of interesting games. Not the cup sets we were hoping for this weekend, but one that almost had a cup set. It was actually almost 2 cup sets at one stage. The way Para Hills East were looking against Comets, and also a shout out to Teacher Gully, who took the lead against Sturt Lions early on in that game. Unfortunate that the strength of Sturt took over, which we can understand. But in the Para Hills game though, East against Comets, heading into that game, their goalkeeper is overseas at the moment in Dan Vaughan. But their backup goalkeeper is Johnny Tremonton, so it's a good backup to have at the Comets. But they also rested Jen Labasso in that fixture, so they still had a very strong side, Comets. But 2 minutes in, a red card, anything can happen at that point. But a fiery game, and right at the end, they came back. Para Hills East, despite being 2-0 down, they came back to make it 2-1, and almost had an opportunity. They went all forward, all up to try and get a goal from the corner to try and get the equaliser near the end of the game, and then at that point they took advantage of it, Comets, and got the 3rd goal to secure the win right at the end. So
yeah, counter-attacking football, eh?
Yes, and also a big shout out to Zach as well. Young players, only 17 years old, used to play at Para Hills Knights. He almost scored an amazing goal early on, which would have just changed the trajectory of that game completely. Almost top left corner. If that went in, I had the best angle of it. That would have been goal of the season for me in the Australia Cup. Yeah. It looked very good. And a big shout out to the fan though. Travelling fans down there from Para Hills Heats, incredible. They had hundreds down there, and shout out to them as well. They did lose, but they came up, had a drink, and had a feed up there. Comets looked after them very well as well. So it's good to see. This cup is all about that. It's just getting together, and it's all for football at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Para Hills Knights are, these Sassel sides
East.
are very well.
Para Hills East.
What did I call them?
Knights.
Sorry.
Too confusing.
Para Hills East, there's too many Para Hills teams.
Well, at the start of it, we started with East, Knights, United, and West. Was West in it?
Yes.
Yes, there we go. So yeah. Anyway. But big shout out to them, and also big shout out to Gawler Eagles as well. Despite losing Metro, they had 2 penalties saved. Windsor's penalties both saved, so that's a huge shout out to them for that one.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Even that game panned out the way it did. So still a victory for Metro Stars, but probably not as smooth running as they were probably hoping for.
Yep, and lastly, while we chuck up the results from the rest of the rounds, let's have a look at those. Let's talk about that Seaford game as well. Went down to penalties.
It did, yeah. Look, Seaford pulled 2 goals very late on. Callum Stevenson, the 71st minute, and Liam Conway in the 91st minute took the game into extra time because Pontian were 2-0 up from 2 first-half goals. But yeah, went to penalties. Thomas King, Mitchell Henkins and Marcus McInerney were the goal scorers in that. Unfortunately for Pontian, they missed a few penalties. I think Benny Muhoza was the only one that scored for Pontian. So a 3-1 win in penalties for Seaford. And that's a bit of an upset, I suppose. They're 11th in State League 1 versus 7th in State League 2. So a little bit of an upset, but good on Seaford, another upset.
It's the closest cup set I reckon we had for the weekend.
Yeah.
But also head out to another game that weekend as well. Garn 5-0 win over Cougars, so well done to them as well. It was an easy win for them at the end of the day, but Cougars put up a good fight, and it would have been good to see at least one more Sassel club stay in, but unfortunate that they all were knocked out in the...
Yeah, they're all gone now, aren't they? There's no more Sassel sides left.
No, there isn't, unfortunately, but now it's the State League 2 sides to try and make some upsets in the next round of the Australia Cup qualifiers. But also, let's talk about the other cup that was on the weekend as well. WNPL WSL Cup kicked off on the weekend. 2 fixtures. Let's take a look at those results as well as we speak. Elizabeth Grove unfortunately lost 5-2 to the Modbury Jets after going up 1-0 after 15 minutes. They conceded 4 minutes later. They managed to concede the first goal to get the equaliser through O'Leary, and then O'Leary scored a second only 4 minutes later. And then 5 minutes later, unfortunate for Grove, it was pretty much all over at that point. Well, for a little while it was all over, conceding a known goal. But they did manage to come back. Brown scored the second goal to make it 3-2. Thought they might be able to get back into it, but 89th minute winner from Ali Raza from Modbury Jets to secure the win for him.
Yeah, look, Grove had a great pre-season cup, didn't they? They've really struggled in the league, and unfortunately that form's maybe just carried into this cup competition as well, so bad luck to them.
Yeah, and Ben Dale, unfortunately, his side's been knocked out as well. 2-3 loss at home to the Adelaide Jaguars. Big win for Jaguars. They're through to the next round. Only 4 clubs start in the first round, and then the rest come into the second round of the Cup. So disappointing for them. Same situation. They took an early lead as well, and then went down again in the 36th minute. But they came back and managed to get back in front 2-1. But it wasn't enough. A 62 and an 85th minute goal as well for Jaguars to get the job done.
Lesson is, don't take an early lead in your cup games.
Maybe if that's the way it's going, but disappointing for those two teams, Grove and South Adelaide. But good luck to Jaguars and the Jets in the next round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we love the cup. We love a bit of cup sets as well. So maybe they might be able to do a cup set.
Yeah.
Knock out maybe a team like LA Comets or West Adelaide in the next round.
Think big.
Yeah, why not? Anyway, think big. Think Antonis Pagonis, because up next, Press for Time. Over to you.
Johnny, I want to talk about the Cup this week. And in the Australia Cup qualifiers and the Federation Cup, we've got the new boys in State League 2. One of the new boys, that is Adelaide United, hosting the champions, Campbelltown City. A really big test. Really looking forward to seeing how this goes. Meanwhile, the WNPL and WSL Cup, all WNPL teams have now entered the competition. I'm really looking forward to seeing Sturt against Adelaide City, with Florence Russell playing against a former side. Let's see how it goes.
Well, thanks again, Antonis Pagonis. A great segment. We love hearing from him. Breaking news, topical news. It's goss on me sometimes. None this week, though.
Yeah, it was quite a nice change to not hear about you.
Absolutely. Well, I do enough of it throughout the week talking about myself. Anyway, head to our Instagram page, get your comments in, and enter the competition before it runs out this weekend. LA United, Sydney FC. Get your tickets. Head down there. Support the Reds. Anyway, that's all from us.
Is that it? We're off?
We're off anyway. Have a great weekend. We'll see you all next week. Let's have a sip of our sparkling water. I might see if we can get this back next week.
I love what you've done with your hair this week, John.
Thanks, mate. You got nice hair too.
Thanks. I've just washed it cold.
See you all next week. It's a local game.